From Petrus Primus. Who keeps saying Obama is Muslim? Do you know who started that myth? It was Fox News. Yep. They supposedly apologized even though the straight-up info about Obama's faith has been on record since he wrote his book over 10 years ago. Great-grandfather was a traditionalist, grandfather was a converted Muslim, father was an atheist by choice, and he is a Christian now by choice, although. Sounds pretty American to me. Nobody calls me Buddhist just because my great-grandfather was, unquote. First of all, Barack Hussein Osama's entire family on his father's side are all devout Muslims in Kenya. They're all religious Muslims, as he is. He's a religious Muslim, okay? He denies it because he can't get elected in America president if he's a Muslim. But he is a Muslim. His biological father was not an atheist. His biological father was a religious Muslim. And his whole family in Kenya says so. They were all religious Muslims. And not only that, his adopted father, his stepfather was also a Muslim. His mother probably became a Muslim because she married 2 Muslim men. What are the odds of a woman in America in the 1950s finding 2 Muslim men? Do you know how unusual it was in Hawaii to find Muslim men? She found 2 Muslim husbands in the 1950s, 2 in a row, Muslims. I mean, that's no coincidence. His biological father was a Kenyan Muslim, and his stepfather was an Indonesian Muslim. And in both schools where he registered in Indonesia, he signed off as a Muslim student. He could check off Muslim in the schools. He had to check off what his religion is. He could check off Muslim, Catholic, Buddhist, Christian, Hindu. They gave all types of choices. He checked off Muslim in both schools that he attended in Indonesia. He checked off Muslim, and his family checked off Muslim when he was a student in 2 schools in Indonesia. The news media that worships Barack Hussein Osama and that worships the Muslims never tell us that, though, even though he obviously is, and always will be a Muslim. And now, from Ostrik 145, it should be noted that Mahmoud Ahmadinejad never vowed to wipe Israel off the map. His statement was more along the lines of how the Zionist regime will be removed from the pages of time. I'm fed up with demagogic so-and-sos like Cantor who capitalize on the ignorance of the general public to secure political influence, unquote. Actually, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has said many times that he will wipe Israel off the map. That's a quote, okay? Not what you're saying. He said he would wipe Israel off the map. Not only that, he has promised to destroy America. He said he's going to create a world where America no longer exists. He said, imagine a world where America no longer exists, the United States no longer exists. He promised to destroy America as well in the same speech where he said he was going to wipe Israel off the map. The Conference of World Without Zionism. That was the name of the conference. Zionism means the existence of Israel. If you're against Zionism, it means you're against the existence of Israel. And he said he said in the speech of Conference Against Zionism that he's going to wipe Israel off the map, and he said he's going to destroy the United States as well. You're the one who's trying to make excuses for this Iranian Muslim Hitler. You're trying to make excuses for this Iranian Muslim Hitler. You're just like the animals that made excuses for Adolf Hitler in the 1930s and that made it possible for him to launch World War II because of that. And now we go to from New Teutonic Order 1. It's not a I'm reading, but before I read this, let me just say that I'm reading it exactly as it's written. So if there are mistakes or whatever, I'm reading it word for word as it's written. I'm not going to correct the grammatical errors written here. Quote, it's not as simply as the Jews wanting Gaddafi out so they can get their oil back. Why else would Israel send in 50,000 African mercenaries to help him? They want perpetual war. Not only do they make a bundle off arms sales and jacking up oil prices disproportionately, they also enjoy the fruits of their greatest blood-sucking scheme, the usury that comes from gouging the entire world on their war debts. The trillions keep rolling in to finance their New World Order complete takeover, unquote. New Teutonic Order, when did you escape from the mental asylum? I mean, they must have had very bad security there. How did you get out? How did you escape from the mental asylum? The Jews control oil? The Jews control the Muslim oil fields? The Jews control the oil in all these Muslim countries where a Jew is not allowed to set foot. The Jews are controlling all of that. The Jews control Libya. They control Saudi Arabia. They're the ones who set the oil prices now. You know, the enemies of the Jews use oil to try to destroy Israel, and this piece of garbage is saying the Jews are the ones that set. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is so laughable. It's so pathetic. It's so laughable. The Jews sent 50,000 African mercenaries to Libya. Israel sends in 50,000 African mercenaries. Israel has contact with Muammar Gaddafi. It's just absurd beyond. It's just absurd beyond words. What a sick, twisted mind. What a sick, twisted mind. But when you're burning in hell, you'll have plenty of time to think about all of this. Because, believe me, that is your eternal destination, along with all other Jew haters.